Hey, fifth grade, Mr. Doyle here, making some breakfast, and we're going to talk a little bit about mixtures and solutions today. All right, so the first thing I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to make myself a bowl of cereal. So you can see here I've got my Cheerios, I've got my milk. Okay, I'm going to pour my Cheerios in the bowl. All right, and here's our finished product. We got a bowl with some cereal, some milk, and some bananas in it. Now, this is what we call a mixture. And the reason why this is a mixture is because I can separate it back out. So the molecules haven't changed at all. The cereal molecules are still cereal, the milk molecules are still milk, and the banana molecules are still the same. And I can go ahead, and it would be kind of annoying and not very good for my breakfast, but I can separate them back out, right? So if I want to pull out a little piece of banana, okay, I can take that banana, I can get rid of the Cheerios on there. Okay, I can get all the milk off, I can dry that off there. And now I have a separate banana. So I can separate that back out. That's one of the characteristics of a mixture. The parts don't change, they're just kind of all grouped together, and I can separate them. Alright, so the next part of my breakfast is some tea. So I got my water boiling here. It's a little hard to see, but you can see the steam coming out of the water. Okay, so you see all that coming out? That's still water. Okay, the water has been boiled and turned into water vapor. So the water is still the same, it's just experienced a change of state. Now, I've got my tea here, so I'm gonna pour some in here into my mug and you'll see what's gonna happen with the water is it's going to slowly turn this sort of brownish tea color as the tea sort of diffuses throughout the water. Okay, and this is forming a solution. A solution is a specific type of mixture where the particles fully dissolve or disappear and become spread out the same amount throughout. So to help you guys visualize this a little bit better, okay, I've got a little clear cup of water here and I've got some sugar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sugar, I'm going to put it into this cup here, okay, and I'm going to give it a little stir. And you can see the sugar seems to disappear in the cup, into the water. It has dissolved. This has formed a solution. Now, if I were to go and I were to boil all this water off, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, the sugar will sit at the bottom. So in a little bit, I'm going to boil this off, and you'll see all the sugar will just be left at the bottom of this container. All right? All right, so I've got my pan going. My pan's getting nice and hot, and I'm going to take my water with the sugar in it. I'm going to pour it into the pan. Please do not try this at home without adult supervision, okay? This is going to get really hot, and I don't want anybody to get hurt, okay? And I'm going to create a bunch of steam as I do this. But all right, so our water is boiling. You can see all the bubbles going. Those bubbles is the water turning into water vapor, okay? And you can see how quickly it's happening. It's a little hard to tell from the picture, but like there's steam rising up off of this. Maybe you can see a little bit over in that corner there where you can see the steam coming. And I'll come back in a few minutes. It's going to take a little bit for the water to all boil off, but I'll come back in a few minutes and show you guys what the sugar looks like that's left behind after all this water boils off. All right, so after all the water boils off, you can see, if you see this brown kind of crust forming here, that's the sugar. So I kind of cooked the sugar. I put my thing up a little too high to make it go faster, but you can see like this brown goo is cooked sugar. The water has all turned into water vapor, which you can see the steam of it kind of coming off of the pan here. So the water is turned into water vapor, and I am left with some cooked sugar. So the elements have been able to be separated back out. And that's one of the key characteristics of a mixture or a solution, is that the elements can be separated back out, or the molecules can be separated back out into their original forms. So I let mine go a little bit too long in the sugar burn, but if you're really careful, you can be left with just plain sugar, white sugar. All right, so after scraping the sugar out, you can see I'm left with this sort of crystal sugar. So this is like the sugar, it's all been cooked together. This actually is an example of a chemical reaction, which we're going to learn about tomorrow. So now that I finished my breakfast, I just want to go over the assignment for today with you. So you've already watched the video and answered the questions about the video, hopefully. And then what you're going to do is you're going to read Mixtures and Solutions Part 1. So if you click on this link right here, it'll open up a Google Doc that talks a little bit just about what mixtures and solutions are. Once you're done that, you're going to go ahead and you're going to answer these questions down here, okay? And you're going to create your own mixture or solution. So after you've answered all the questions, I want you guys to create your own mixture and solution and take a picture of it and paste it below. Identify the components of your mixture or solution. So what is it made of? So I showed you a mixture for my bowl of cereal that was made up of bananas, Honey Nut Cheerios, and milk. And then I showed you a couple of different solutions. So I showed you a solution of sugar and water. And I showed you my tea, which is a solution of tea leaves and water. Most solutions that you think of are probably going to be made up of water. And then you're going to separate your mixture as an extra challenge. You don't have to do this one, but extra credit if you do. Okay, separate your mixture or solutions back into its original components. So for example, I mixed sugar and water, and I had to get the sugar back out of the water. In order to do that, I boiled the water off, and then I was left with just sugar in my pan. Once you're done that, I'd like you all to complete an exit ticket. Okay, so you click on that, and this will take you to the exit ticket, which is a chance for you to give feedback on how SCH at home is going. So let me know what's going well, what I can be doing better to help you guys learn while we are doing SCH at home. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Those of you celebrating Passover and Easter, I hope you guys have an enjoyable time. And I'll see you all next week. Thanks. Bye.